What is up, people, and welcome back to the channel. So it's update time on the van build, and I've done a bit of work. I can't remember what video you saw last. You ready? Ta-da! So I think I can't remember where I was last with you. Wasn't it putting this hoop in here? So we started to design up. Well, that's a bit far away, isn't it? The front frame section to incorporate. Move in, right? The front shock mounts. Now this has been deliberating. I've been thinking about this quite a bit because I was a bit unsure on this bend here, but it's growing on me. You get me? It's growing on me the way it's finished up. When I was first mocking it up, I didn't like it, so I have to mock up this side first, and it was all out of square because this part of the engine, if I try and get the camera right, it goes into this tube. So the tube had to clear the back of this casing, so it had to go back that far. And then the top is tied in to the main, and then it comes around, just misses the body. Around that shock angle is correct for the pitch of the suspension. So we're going to be getting a nice stroke, should we say. All this is just sitting here at the minute. It's not welded in. I'm just chucking some ideas around. Well, the back here, you haven't seen it, have you? So we've got a bar in here. This is to tie the two frames together. And that's notched into both these tubes. Then we've got our top engine mount, which goes up, over and down. So that is also notched into both tubes. And that is nice and firm. And that is our top mount point for the engine. So once I've finished playing with these, because I still need, this one needs to come down. It needs a touch more to get out of here. So we're sitting on the body. Body's on the table. So we're only just touching. And when I put the big spirit level across, I'm like 0.15 degrees high this end. So I need to bring this one down just a touch, a little bit more, but it's not bad. So with that there, then I'm thinking I'm going to have a bar from here, either here or here, right behind. If I sort of get the, where's the camera? If I get the camera in line, you can see that that bit of bar is sort of dead in line with this bracket. It may be a little bit behind. I'd say, to looking at it in person, I'd say it's about there. So I can either come from behind down to there and up, or in between the shocks here, come down with another piece of 1 inch, touch this and go back up. So that'll be like, this then won't be able to push up because it'll have to shrink that bar to push up. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's possibly what's going to happen there. I did think about going straight over, but then I'll still have to come down and tie into that anyway. So I thought I might as well just have a nice swoop, nice bit of a bend, down, up, down. If there's anything I want to put here, say if I put a bar straight across there, but then bring the throttle bodies down, we're, you know, getting a bit tight. So I've done that. That back bar's in, the bottom bar's in. These are mocked up. I'm talking to Protec about my shocks, what we're going to go with. These are just some I use for mocking up, but I'm going to have some tasty shocks. Front roll bar. I'm unsure what to do with the front roll bar because we're in a bit of a situation where we haven't got a lot of room for it. The only place I can think it could go is on this bar. Do you know what I mean? Build 2 mounts coming up The bar would sit, I don't know, say about here somewhere, and then blade to this. So it'll be a rear mounted roll bar. I have got some blades. I had a load of blades cut for me. So technically we could play around with this joint, get a blade to come from here to here, and run a tube off some mounts off that bar. So it'd be a rear mounted. You know what I mean? It couldn't really go there because the steering column is in there. That is quite a clear place with nothing. The only thing that's going to be standing there is the dry sump tank. But we should have enough room to get them both in. Yeah, so about it at the moment. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this big open space of nothingness. I did think about putting some triangulation in there, but will it need it? Because there ain't a lot of weight on this front end. And we've got this holding down, that holding down. So this here is all being held down by these. It can't go anywhere because there's a bar going there. So it can't go in. It ain't going to go up because it ain't going to bend this up. We are going to put something down here somewhere to tie this to the bottom, but I want to wait until my steering arm joint to set and the drive shafts are in so I can see exactly what we've got and where we can put something. So it does need something in here to tie the two together, really. So yeah, we're getting there. It's getting there. I would like to get it to the point where I can get it off the table and on some wheels pretty soon, so we can start mocking up the body shell positioning. So I know this is going to be flat with that. Yeah. Once that's flat with that, I want to mark out the rear hub. We know the rear hub is in the middle. So then we can come up, what is it, 21 inches, I think the AR ones. So 22 inches, say, with an inch gap. That's 11 inches. So from the centre of the hub up 11 inches, we shall mark round. That will give us our clearance on the rear. And then the front should clear it anyway. But if we can get the steering arm on this side, the steering thing, then I'll make another one for the other side so we can actually get the steering on it. We can do a quick geo checkup on camber, caster, toe, and all, well, not toe, but camber, caster, all that kind of stuff. So we can make sure that we're in the right ballpark of where we need to be. Yeah, what do you think? I think it's growing on me, because when I first put this in, I'll put the photo in for you now. See what I mean? It just looked like a bit of a limp dick, didn't it, really? But it was here, it was sticking out, it was down here. But now it's tucked in a bit. I could probably go a touch more on this, but that is all I need. Do you know what I mean? But they're nice and square, and they're quite flat. If I was to triangulate this anywhere, it would be somewhere around about here as well, to tie up to this bend maybe, or I don't know. Will it need it? You know, I could triangulate something in here as well. I could put little gussets in there, and I could tie this down with a little gusset just to help it from coming up. I don't know. I'm not sure. We're just winging it. You know, just winging it. But I'm getting there. I'm feeling it now. And also, this here would be a lovely shape for an inner wheel arch. You know what I mean? Like inner flitches, because that's going to get allied off. Well, technically, I could alley this whole section off and keep the engine bay. With these being here, the engine bay could be a dryish section. Do you know what I mean? From the water spraying around off the wheels. All I've got to do is work out how I'm going to get the heat out of the engine bay. Because if that's capped off, all the heat off the radiator could get stuck in this section, and we don't want that because you'll start heat soaking. So, you know, one idea, you've got to think about 5 things, ain't you? So, I don't know. But anyway, this is just an update. And that is it. That's pretty much all I've done. I've put 2 bars in and made 2 more. So, yeah, but we're getting there, people. That's the main thing. We are getting there. So, this is just an update. I'm just going to keep doing little updates, I think, because I'm not getting much time to work. So, it'd be nice if I could just come in here, stand, think, drink coffee, do a bit more thinking, scratch some heads, and then do a little bit. Right. Oh, engine mounts. I'm thinking this side here is not going to be removable. This side engine mount will be solid mounted to the chassis. This side will be removable, or solid as so far, and then a link section. Because it would be much easier to get the engine out if the engine mount's off and you can just sort of wingle out, than trying to squeeze it out past the engine mount. You get me? So yeah, and exhaust. I don't know. If I'm honest, I don't know where the exhaust is going to go. On my Booster, it used to come around and go up and over this clutch gen before, and then I moved it underneath. So, I mean, the space for tubes, I don't know. I need to get as much space as I can in this area so we can get the pipes through. If the pipes have to come up high, then they could squeeze down here maybe. Because coming down and out here is going to be tight with the drive shaft. I need to get the CV joints here. I've got some heavy duty drive shafts I'd made that we're just going to chop in half. And we'll put the CV joints in, extend the drive shaft so we know exactly where the drive shafts are going to be. And then, yeah, go from there. But the exhaust is going to be tough. That's why I need to leave as much. I even need the engine mount to be right in, but then it's going to come straight across. Do you know what I mean? Or it needs to come straight up like the other side and have a bridge. But the bridge could be a weak point. Oh, I don't know. I've still got them radical engine mounts over there. We could, you know, chuck them on and have a quick nose and see what that's like. Right then. That is it. I'm going for some food. I've been in here for hours again. Thanks for watching. See you later, people.